Yes, sir. Now, new project.
Take new project.
Yes, sir.
So no. Go to analysis services, click on analysis services.
Yes.
Here you have to select the analysis services tabular model. So there up you can see analysis services multi-dimensional model, right? So what do you want to create now?
Yes.
Analysis services tabular project, that is the third one. Okay, so and give the project name whatever you want in the below, and this project is going to save in your computer in your default location, that is documents Visual Studio 2013 projects. Okay, so your project name is best practices, then click OK.
Today it says to extend this load. Look.
Right, so it is just opening your project template. Okay, so by default there is one model is created, that is model.bam. So now what you have to do, if you observe whatever the work you are going to do here, so it is going to save in a particular workspace. Okay, so by default it is taking the workspace as your SQL Server analysis services local machine. The local machine means the local server. So you just go to your SQL Server Management Studio.
Yes.
Just refresh it, this databases, the below one.
Yes, I
Go
will
to
refresh.
databases. See, the best practices underscore tabular underscore Sudhanshu underscore something UID is coming, right? So whenever you are creating any project, whenever you are creating any project in your tabular model, it is it needs a workspace to store whatever you are doing there, right? So that modifications will reflect over here. So it is going to create any project with your project name is the first underscore, the model name tabular underscore, your username Sudhanshu underscore, and it will give the unique ID for every project. Okay, so this is the
Yes.
more a project you have created and is going to store in this workspace. So by default it is taking your local machine, right? So you just go to connections, tables, nothing is there, right? Because we haven't imported any tables over here. Okay, so you just go to your SQL Server data tools, go to your tabular project. Yeah, so so now what we have to do, we have to connect to our data source, and what are the tables you want to import into this tabular model from your data source, you have to decide. Okay, so for example, I have a SQL Server data warehousing system in my SQL Server. So I want to use those database whatever is there in the data warehousing, and I want to import all the tables over here. Okay, so can you please check what are the databases you have, sample databases in your local machine?
Adventure Works
Okay,
and Northwind database and that Oracle database also.
so I'm going to create a new project. Okay, so if you want to create, you just click on the new project. So here I want to select the analysis services tabular project, and the project name I'm going to give Shudanshu project. Okay, so this is the default location it is going to save. Then click OK. Right, so it is taking the workspace also, the same workspace whatever. Refresh it. See, Shudanshu project underscore username and okay,
Unlimited key.
yeah. So see here, the workspace server is this one. If you want to change the workspace server, if this is the first time when you are opening the SQL Server data tools, it will ask you where you want to save this workspace, either in your analysis services local server here, or you can store in your computer as well, in a hard disk as well. Okay, there are two options. So one option is for this analysis services hosting server, the another one is your local computer wherever you want to store in any folder, so you can give that option. As mostly it's better to give over here only. Okay, so whatever you are doing modifications over here, those will reflect here under this workspace. Okay, right. So now what I'm going to do here, we have to create a tabular model. If you want to create a tabular model over here, you need some input tables from your source. Okay, so how can we import the tables from your source system? Can you please tell me how can we do it?
We'll go here in that connection which is there,
Go to model,
model,
import from the data source.
input from
So there are plenty of data sources you have. So you can import the data from either Excel, text file, or any other SQL servers, SQL Azure, Microsoft, Teradata, Oracle, anything you can. But 99% we are going to import these tables, all those things from the Microsoft SQL Server only. Click next. So what is the SQL Server name you have to provide over here? So I want to give the dot, and the database name I want to select. I have a simple database, that is uh, sales DW. Okay, so this table having five dimension tables and one fact table. It's a related to a customer e-commerce sales information. So I want to create one a simple mart over here. Then if you want to test the connection, yes, you can test the connection and click next. So here you have to give the username password to authenticate your database. Whatever the SQL Server database you are going to connect here, right? So that database whatever the username password you have, Windows authentication, right? So that Windows username password you have to provide over here. So every time it is going to use the same username password whenever it is going to fetch the data from your data source. Okay, or you can use the service account. What do you mean by service account? This analysis services tabular model is running under one service account. So if you are selecting this one, it will use that account. Okay, but that service account, it might be have access or not, so we don't know, right? So basically service account means any services whatever you are installing in your computer is running under one account, either it is your Windows account or any other accounts, whatever. So I want to use my Windows username and password only. Click next. So the username password invalid. I want to give once again. The username password is invalid. Okay, so I'm unable to connect to here by using this username as of now. I want to use the service account. Okay, so select from the last list of tables and views to choose the data to import. So in your data source, in the sales DW, whatever the tables you have directly, if you want to import all those tables, yes, you can select this. You can import the views as well, but instead of putting the tables and views, you can write a simple query as well. Example, from a particular table, or if you want to join 4 to 5 tables at a time, and only specific columns I want to fetch from my data source. Okay, so in that scenarios you have to take the right query that will specify the data to import. So but I want to import all the tables individually, and I want to make the relationships over here. If there is no relationships, okay, click next. Here I think I missed one option over here. See here, when you are selecting the query, if you don't have any knowledge to write a SQL query, so you just go to design and you can design the query over here. Okay, so under these tables, dim customer, dim date, these are all the list of the tables. And if you have any stored procedures, as you can use the stored procedure as well. So what you have to do, for example, if you want anything like customer name, yes, you just drag and drop over here. Select the customer name from here. Okay, the list of the fields coming over here. Or if you want to apply any aggregate functions on this particular column, if you want to do any aggregations, yes, you can do the aggregations as well over here. So automatically that will come in plain text. For example, what I want to do, each customer wise, what is the quantity I want to select. So how can you do each customer wise? What is the total quantity purchased? See, I want to do grouping by customer name, and what you want to do on this quantity. I want to sum up this quantity. Yeah. If you want to see how this query is coming, you just go to edit as a text. So this is generated one query over here, and this relationship between those tables, automatically it will detect if there is a relationship in between that fact table and the dimension table whatever you have here. For example, see here, this dim customer and fact product sales both having relationship. What relationship you have, and what column you have relationship? Customer ID and this customer ID. Okay, and it is doing the group by customer name. So if you don't have the relationships properly in your source level, it don't make this relationship here. So the I have already the relationships between yeah, all the dimension tables and fact table. This is one dimension table.
Yes.
Okay, this is in one dimension. This is customer, product, date, or whatever. Okay. So then what you can do, we are going to make the relationships with this fact table with all the dimension table. So this kind of schema, what we are calling.
The direct related schema we are calling star schema.
Yes. So if you have the relationships, all the dimension tables directly with your fact table, we are calling that schema is a star schema. So what about the snowflake schema?
If there is any the dimension reference dimension, like another dimension is connected to the dimension and then dimension connected to the fact table.
Okay, so you mean whenever any dimension table don't have direct relationship with this
Yes.
fact
Fact table.
table, and it has the relationship with the another dimension table, right? So in that kind of scenarios, we are calling it is a snowflake schema. So we know the reason why they are making relationship with another dimensions instead of a fact table, because this is an interview question they will ask definitely. So you can make directly the relationship with this dimension table with this fact table, right? So why you are going to make a relationship with this dimension table?
Uh, mm, Means let's say a dimension contains another tables information.
No. So the interview question will come like this. What is star schema and snowflake schema? Yes, you will tell all the dimensions having direct relationship with the fact table. It is a star schema. If any of the child dimensions, then it is called snowflake schema. Those dimensions don't have direct relationship with the fact table. So then why the people are not maintaining direct relationship with the fact table? So you can maintain the direct relationship with the fact table, right? So the reason why the people are not maintaining the direct relationship with the fact table is because of the redundancy. What do you mean by redundancy? It's a duplication. Okay, for example, I have a product table. I have a product table, and I have a subcategory table, and I have a category table. I have four categories: one, two, three, four. Under each category, I have three subcategories: 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and this is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, like that. Okay, under each subcategory I have five subcategories, like 1.1, 1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3, 1.1.4, 1.1.5. You got the point? Like when you are going to the Amazon, so there when you are going to the shopping, you can see there are a list of categories. Under each category you can find out subcategory. For example, the main category is the kitchens and accessories. Under the kitchens you can go, and there are some different subcategories. Under each subcategory there are different kind of products we have. That is the hierarchy, right? So the same way here, what I'm going to do here, when a customer is purchasing something, this is the fact table. Instead of maintaining what category type, what subcategory type, what product type he has purchased in the fact table. Okay, so in the fact table what columns you have to maintain if you want to make the direct relationship: product ID, subcategory ID, category ID. Okay, for example, 10 customers are purchased, for example, a product Santur or 1.1 product, and again the another customer is purchasing 1.1.1 and 1.1.1. So total three customers are purchasing the same product. So this same product is belongs to which subcategory? 1.1. Am I right?
Yes.
And the same subcategories belongs to which category? 111. Am I right?
Yes.
So in this way, if you have 1 crore transactions for the same product, so you are going to maintain 1 crore times this subcategory
Records.
and category records, right? So if you don't make any direct relationship with the dimension tables, subcategory and category, so what you can do, you can make the relationship with this product table with the subcategory table, and the subcategory table with the category table. So in that situation, what will happen? In the subcategory table, I'm going to maintain 1.1 how many times? Obviously one time only, right? In the dimension tables each record having one time only. But if you want to make the relationship with this fact table, Then this 1.1, how many times you are going to maintain? How many number of transactions are happening? That many number of times you are going to maintain.
That means numbers of
So if
times.
you don't have direct relationship, so whenever you want to see a particular quantity 10 is belongs to which subcategory, how can you make? You just join this fact table with product table, and this product table you can join with subcategory table, and the subcategory table you can join with category table. So how you are going to join? In this product table I'm going to maintain subcategory key, and in this subcategory table I'm going to maintain category key. So when you want to join this product table, I'm going to join with subcategory, and I'm going to join this category with category, then you will get the category name. You got the point? So in this way you can reduce the redundancy, you can save your memory. One disadvantage of this snowflake schema is you have to join more number of tables whenever you want the result, but one advantage is you can save the memory. Clear? Sudhansh, clear?
It's not that clear actually.
Okay, so what you are not understand? Tell me. What you understand? Tell me.
Uh, yeah, actually, sir, I understand that you told that we need a snowflake schema design.
Okay.
Why you are using the snowflake schema means, let's say there is a huge transactions like 1 crore transaction.
Huh.
Then even and direct whenever we are going to read that fact table,
Hmm.
so we will track from another table. But actually, this
Right. See, basically, if you want to make relationship with any fact table with any dimension table, what you have to do? Whatever the product key values you have to maintain in the fact table, right?
fact table, yes,
So if you want to make a direct relationship with the category table, subcategory table, product table, what you have to do with this fact table? You have to maintain the
is
all the key values. Am I right?
yes,
If I don't want to maintain the key values, what I want to do? I want to maintain only product information only.
okay,
What about subcategory and category? This table having a relationship with this table, and this table having a relationship with this table.
yes,
In that scenarios, you no need to maintain the subcategory key and category key inside this fact table.
okay,
Whenever if you want to find out a particular each category wise what is the sales amount, how can you find out? You have to join this fact table with product table on the product id, and this subcategory table with this product table and subcategory id with subcategory id, and this subcategory with category, this category id with category id.
yes,
Okay, so in that way you can reduce the redundancy. So you have to do some r&d and try to understand the thing, and I need an answer clearly what you understand by tomorrow, and if you are not understanding, then I will explain one more time again. Okay.
yes,
Okay, right. So this is the way if you want to design any queries, if you don't have any prior knowledge about the SQL Server, yes you can. Or if you want to, if you have already a SQL query inside any text file or somewhere, you just try to,
import,
yeah, just try to import that queries from over here. Okay, and if you want to execute and see the result, so you just click on this button, run button. Okay, I have three customers only, and their order quantities are 15, 10, 80. Okay, so this is the way you can design a SQL query over here. Okay, I don't want to go from the SQL query, I want to select the list of tables from here, click next. So these are the list of the tables I have in my SQL Server database, that is sales tw. See, dim customer, dim date, dim product, dim salesperson, all those things. So now what tables you want? I want this dim customer and fact table. And what the remaining dimension tables you want to select if you don't have idea. So you can do one thing. Whatever the dimension tables having already relationship with this fact product table, if you are clicking on select related tables, then automatically it will pick what tables it required. See, click select related table. So it is selecting dim customer, dim date, dim product, dim salesperson, dim store, because these tables must and should have the relationship with this fact table. Okay, this fact table is a looks like a star schema, all the tables having relationship. So if you want to give any friendly name, like say if you are feeling this name is not good looks, then you can give another names over here. And whenever you are going to import the data, if you want to apply any filters over here, as you can apply the filters also. For example, under this fact product sales, or under these customers you want to uh, filter the data, so you can filter the data as well. For example, I want only the customers Radha Krishna. I need only Ram, Rohini, Radha Krishna, only three customers. So you just click OK, so it will filter only that data only. You can apply on all the tables as well, right? So I don't want to filter any data, and I want to take all the data because I don't have much data. So preview and clear row filters.
Yes.
Sorry, you have to go to this table and preview filters, clear row filters, click OK. Okay, then
Yes.
finish it. It is going to import the tables and their metadata and the data as well. By default, the mode of this tabular model is in memory. It is importing all the data whatever you have in your source system. Okay, so this is the dim customer, dim date, dim product, dim salesperson, dim stores, and fact product sales. It is importing data, table structures, metadata, all those things it is going to input. It is getting failed. The reason why it is getting failed, just click on the error details. Okay, login failed for the user, this server. The reason, connection could not be made to the data source with the data source id, this one. Name of the SQL server localhost. Because the reason why it is getting failed is, whatever the service account I have used, that service account don't have access on my SQL Server database.
Yes.
Okay, we'll check what is the service account it is running under tabular model services dot msc. I'm sorry, I'm in mute. So I have added this NT services authority sorry username here, and I'm going to give permissions to this data on which database? Sales DW. Okay,
Yes, yes.
sales DW and the authority network. Okay, click OK and come to sales DW under security under users.